Good morning and sliding in afternoon. Judy Allen here, back home in San Antonio, Texas, with a setup that I'm very familiar with, right? That makes all the difference in the world. So today we're going to make two birdhouses. This one here, first one we do is inspired. Let's see if I can get you in the camera there. By I actually own two of these, but this one was on the front porch. The other one's on the outside of the house. So this is what is inspired today, and we're going to use a whitewash technique. If you look at this birdhouse here, see if I can get back over the camera for you. See how it's one color and they come across whether they whitewashed it or what they did. I'm not sure, but we're going to use whitewash technique and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go with the hands and let's do this, okay? It's good to be home. It's still hot, 94 degrees here. So what do you think of that? All right, so this is what we made last week when I was out of town, is a treat holder. It's just very simple, and you can see the replay out there how to make it. That was cute and fun. We're going to make some cute and fun stuff today, too. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do the whitewashing. And actually, this is just literally a drop of this white Stampin' Ink that I've used. And I actually just added water. I've got glass and glass things like, and that's all I have to do is just add water in this painter here. So you can see it's almost dry. Come on, water. There you go. Alright. So see how it's doing? So you see what it's going to look like, right? So all we're doing is we're taking this brush, and I just came across and just painted some, right? Got some on the glass. I didn't have glass downstairs when I was painting. And I just came and just painted it, right? You don't have to paint the whole thing. You sort of just scatter it, and you're just going to let it dry, all right? Now, if it gets where it's like you get it too heavy or whatever, just get you some water here aside here, and just sort of dilute it on out, all right? For me, it's sort of funny because I was painting last week, and you're trying to clean out your brushes and all. Basically, that's what you get. You're getting a whitewash look, right? Especially if you're using white. I was using a slightly off-white. All right, so I'm saying, so it doesn't take that long to dry, but you can see it's still drying. Okay, so I'm going to set that aside. I'm not going to use that. I've already got everything die cut out and everything else, but I want to show you how to whitewash, because that's just what I did to set it there before I cut out my flowers and everything and all. So I actually did whitewashing on this color here, and I also did it in this color pink. So it's not really as noticeable there, but my birdhouses you'll be able to see, and I'll show you one at least. I'll put all the pieces right here for you. You can see here where I whitewashed it, right? Just to give it that same look. So I would sit there and I'm inspired, right? I'm inspired by what I saw in my yard, my birdhouses, so I want to come back and recreate it as best I can. So we're actually going to double stack this. We have two birdhouses. I actually have another birdhouse outside that's actually two stacked. And we're going to stack it just like this here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one down with adhesive. And the second one, I'm going to sit there and put on with dimensionals. I did find that works just fine just to use my hand. Woohoo! Right? So if you're wondering, we are, and I didn't tee that up, but that's okay. I need to see what this little thing's at too, because I want to use this. So this is going to go right on top of here, and I can snip it a little bit if I need to. Okay, so I have to use something as my guide, right? So we're actually using everything from the new set. I've got the dies from Country Birdhouse. We're going to use the stamp set, and I actually use the embossing folder. So the embossing folder is what you see right here. As I build this, when I get through afterwards, I'm going to show you some more birdhouses that I built. But right now, we're just going to build this. So in this case, this is the new metallic paper that they have, and it's already brushed. I think it's quite the term they use this time, but anyway, it's already brushed, right? So it's got its own unique look when they do that versus just flat. And I'll show you a close-up in a minute as soon as I get this glued out. So, I am glad to be back home, right? Still got a lot of painting still to do. Alright, this is good. Okay, let me find my other one. There you go, this one's much more full. Okay. More kind of brushing now. Alright, so I'm just going to put this, oh yeah, see, definitely got more for here. So now I have to watch out not for too much glue. So we're just going to put this down. What I like about this, though, this is just lines up real easily right here. It's no guessing. It's sort of like X marks the spot. That's all you gotta do, right? And I'm just gonna get it right there in that spot there too. So I'm gonna show you something I colored that I did for the senior place I went to yesterday. I go to assisted living. Oops. And I have to tell you, they loved the birdhouses. In fact, some people did 3 birdhouses within an hour. Imagine that. So, there you go. So I'm just going to put this on top, right? We're just put it on top like right here. You can butt it right next to it and have a nice different look there. Okay, so that's one house, right? So now let's get this other one positioned. I'm going to just assemble it here. And, like I said, you can see how it's brushed already? It's not for me running through the embossing machine. That is strictly just for the paper itself. It's got that nice texture on it already. So, I'm just using it to get as close as I can, right? To what I have on my front porch. Because that's what's inspired me. And what I'm going to do with this second one, I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. Okay? So, I'm going to get this on here. And then I have some flowers that I'm going to put on here. And then I just, as you see right here, I use the embossing machine and I just emboss the whole image on this art card. Now, I will tell you, dimensions of this card's bigger, right? I'm not even sure it'll fit in a slimline envelope, but it is a 7 by 7.5 scored on the 7.5 inch side. I just did it in half. That's all I did. Okay? And the reason for that is number one, I wanted this 7 inch tall so I get both these birdhouses in, right? And then I just did the width accordingly. So it wasn't really like real rocket science there. But that was a method to my madness. So yes, I'll have to use a different envelope than our standard envelope. But I still wanted my double stacked birdhouses. Because actually, even though I showed you the birdhouse here, I do have, gosh, I think I got at least 5 birdhouses. Right? And they're all different. So one of them is double stacked. Got glue on my fingers already. And that's what inspired me for this. I liked what I had, and I wanted to get this double stacked one in here too. So let me go ahead and get this on here. So that just helps me see where I'm going, right? And I just have to put a little dot of glue there, and I can put it on the edges too if I want to. So we got our whitewashing, and it doesn't really, if you don't saturate, we're not have to saturate, right? We're just trying to get a little additional color. So when you go and sit there and whitewash, right? We're not out to saturate the paper. We're just actually just out there to get the color effect that we want. All right, so I'm going to let that dry and we'll get that in a minute. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and put this on. And I'm not sure why they got the little circle cut out. But anyway, we're going to put it right back in the middle here. And so I just sort of eyeballed this about what I did with the treat holder. And I'm just going to put this right here too. So I'm just going to put a little dot of glue in the middle. And then we'll put this right in the center. It's tiny, right? So yes, if you saw me last week, I was having fun doing a lot of things, right? So I do other things besides making cards, right? Make treat holders and all. Well, I was also actually dispersing mulch. I was on mulch, dried molasses. Dried molasses is supposed to change the soil so that fire ants, I got that way too much, fire ants don't want to that soil. And they move away from that type of soil. So we're going to see if that works. If it works, I'll let you know and I'll show you the difference. Okay, so you see where this is shaping right now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my flowers here. And I'm also going to put this on here, just a little, right, the pedestal for a bird. So we'll put that there too. I was thinking I did this in a different color, but maybe I did not. And then I think I'm thinking of the next card. Because they're similar but different, right? Oops. Okay. So everything's a little on the sticky side until it dries. That looks like that's, I got it off a little bit, but you know what? I can trim that. Because this is handmade, right? It is not machine made. So I'm going to just put a little dot here. Put our flowers together. And just cross it like that. Okay. Oops. They're tiny, right? They're just a little on the tiny side, but they're cute, and that's what makes things happen, right? So I'm just going to put a little dot on the back here, and I could put a glue dot, but I'm using glue, and put it right here. And carefully, I'm going to put it right there because I got glue all over me. And I'm trying not to get over everything else. So I appreciate you putting it with me last week. My techie's going to help me out today to figure out what was going on with the technology last week. So, I always think I've got it made. Well, so a couple of things were going on, right? First is I didn't have internet, right? We're in the middle, well, we're only just a few minutes from the city, right? I mean, 3 miles or less. We've got grocery store, we've got everything you need, fast food, everything. But yet, I don't have internet signal, and I can't use my phone as a hotspot. So, I actually borrowed someone's house the first time, and the second time, on Friday, well, I still was having issues. I don't know why the technology is having issues, but I now have internet, which is like Yahoo. You can watch movies, right, when you have internet. You feel like you stay connected to the world. But I have to tell you, without having all that, it's like, oh my gosh, I felt like the Lone Ranger out there. Me and the birds and all of nature. Now I'm just going to go ahead and use my scissors and trim this. This is Gus, because that's how I do that. Just solve it like that, right? Like I said, we're making things. And so you can see when I go and lift this up, how it's just going to give it just enough height, right? And I made it tall enough, so see, I can put it just like this. So if I wanted 2 birds in my birdhouse, I could have 2 birds in my birdhouse. So that's what's important. Let's see here. I got somebody commenting. Just a second. Let me get this here, and I'll say hi. Hi, who's ever out there. I'm not sure who's out there right now. But just a minute, and I will know. I will know. Let's see who we got going on here. Hello, Sue. Hello, Debbie. I have to tell you, it's nice to be home. As much as I like going out on land and everything else, sometimes it can get just a little lonely. But, it's also very peaceful. So, but it is nice because I'm home. I got all the comforts of home, right? When I'm out on the property, I don't have all the comforts I have here at the house. So it's a matter of building it so I have the comforts of the house. There won't be some things I won't have exactly the same comfort. Okay, so here it is right here. We got our double stack right here. We got our little flowers right here. And I'm just going to put a little gem in the middle of the flower. And I'll show you the bigger birdhouse in just a second. And you'll see how close we're going to have to it. So this gem will go really nice in the center. I think theirs is orange. All right, let me change that. Let me move it to orange. Because when I show you the birdhouse from our front porch, it's got orange in the middle. And I can show you that. So there we go. We got our double stacked birdhouse. And I'll show you the real birdhouse is right here. And see how it's got the orange just right there and a little bit of the pink. So yeah. So there we go. Now we can put happy birthday on it or whatever else we want. Like I said, this is whitewashed. And put this aside so we can start the next card. Alright, so you can put happy birthday on here. You can put anything you want, or you don't have to put anything on the front, right? You can sit there and just put it all on the inside. But when I did do the embossing, I ran the whole thing through so you can see front and back. And the thing is this is actually taller because the embossing folder was only 6 inches. So all I did is wherever it ended, I just matched it up. So I just did that little piece that was left. So just like it was flowed all together. So that's how you make that work. All right, so that's card number 1. Card number 2 is inspired from what I go and do with the senior classes. So yesterday, I went to do a senior class. And I make things to inspire them. And this is what I made. And then somebody decided to color over what I made, which is fine. That inspired me to do something different. And then here's the other one that I gave them that inspired as well. So it's this one here. So this is the one I'm going to make. You can see they all want to test out colors with the pencils and everything. See what color, what kind they can get. So that's, got doodling around it, right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to recreate this, but I'm going to recreate it with cardstock. Because I use the colors that we have. And we're just going to recreate it. So I'm going to take this here. And we're just going to build it just like we built the other one. And actually, the colors are very similar to the colors of a birdhouse I actually have in my front yard in a tree with birds in it with a nest. that I hand painted. And I like to always do things in bright colors. So this one here is very similar to what, and I'm not bringing that other one in, right? Because there's the baby birds and family people in that little nest. So that is not coming in the house. It's in the tree, so the cat can't get to them. We have neighborhood cats that like stalk our yard about on an hourly basis when there's birds and bird nests going on. So they do a fine job of checking everything out. So I have to have one at least in the tree. Like the one I just showed you, I got on the ground, so nobody's going to build a nest in that. But just fine, because we had one on a pedestal, and the cats came and knocked it over, and that ended that. So I'm just going to stack it just like this, and then I'm going to put this yellow on top. Now, all I did when I did my handmade colored card that I did for the classes yesterday for people, I actually just took an ink pen and dotted it. You know, the thing you can also do if you just want to add a little something is take an eraser. I actually have, I'm looking to see if I see it. I got one of those mechanical pencils that has a tiny eraser on it. That would be something that would be very easy to dot little circles on it, right? And just give it a little extra something look. Now, I don't know how I managed to do that, but we'll do that a little bit over here too so they look about the same. So yeah, so I like having birdhouses. Like I said, I have about 5 of them. I have them for different times of the year, right? Different times of the year. Let me go and stamp this. Now I had done this originally. You can see that I've done the new color here, and all I did is came to get that darker look. Is to these are brand new. I'm really working on breaking them in. All I did is took it and I just stamped across it. I started in the middle. Same color, right? But because you're stamping the color actually on the paper, it gives you this look. So you could also do the same thing if you wanted to with first some mark, right? This is going to give it a much darker color. Okay, so now I got this here, and I am going to put this on. I'm going to put this on with dimensionals. Now we have some flowers that we'll be putting on. Now the flowers we're going to color, and trying to decide how I'm going to color them. Sometimes I put them up on dimensionals as I show you, and then other times I don't. We're going to go ahead and get this little guy down here too if I lose it. So yeah, so these have little circles that die cuts out. So get them on when you can because they're easy to lose and think it's a piece of trash. And I haven't made any of it in the trash yet, but it does. It looks like it just belongs in the trash, right? Okay, so there we go. Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, the birdhouse is so fun. So fun. Okay, so I can go ahead and put this up on dimensional. So you can see it's going to have a different textured look because this was colored with markers, right? Whereas this is cardstock, which is flat. So if you wanted to do something else differently with this, I don't have the right color right now, but there's 2 ways we could do it. We could either flick color on here, which is one way. Another way to do it would be is we have the stamp here, right here, that can give some speckled look as well too. So I haven't decided which I'm going to do yet, but I'm going to do something because it's just very plain, right? Just very plain. At least when you look when I colored it, you see like looks like it's got texture. And it's just because when you color it, you just don't get that solid flow as you do when you just cut out solid cardstock. So we're going to go ahead and color these guys. And I just left them small. I'm so okay. I wasn't going to worry about it because even when I colored these, I didn't color everything. I just sort of outlined it. And it's just sort of like it just sort of absorbs into the paper a little bit. And I just sort of doodled around a little bit. I wasn't worried about getting it all perfectly in there. I just want to get some color on there, right? And I did the same thing when I did these. Just sort of doodled around with it. You can just sort of go around the edges. Or you can fully color it in if you want to. I just chose not to. Right? Just so it didn't look so flat. Okay, and then I'm just going to color everything in. That's just what we're going to do, and that's how we're going to get the color in. So I brought all these colors. This is the new peach pie. Peaches aren't seasoned yet for peach pie, but it sounds delicious. I have to show you when I was out of town, I did at least get some strawberry pie. There's a place called Strawn's in the Shreveport-Bossier area, and they are known for their strawberry pie. In fact, people all over order it and have it shipped. So when I ate every day, I went and had pie first, whoop whoop, because I can. And then I'd eat my lunch or breakfast or whatever it's there for. So really friendly people. Nice place to visit. The only thing was is they quit serving food at 2:30, but they'll give you a slice of pie to go at 2:30, and I'll do that all the way up to 3. So one day I didn't make it there in time, and I got pie to go. So I was hungry. So anyway, so this is again a new color here. This is pretty pink, pretty in pink. These colors just go really well together. I'm just going to go ahead and give it a little stroke of color. So one of the things we talked about like yesterday when we were doing this at the senior home is, right, there's flowers, all kind of different color flowers out there. Same thing with birdhouses. There's all different shapes, colors of birdhouses. So you can do whatever you want to do. All you have to do is go and look around at nature and it'll paint the picture for you. You don't have to like really stretch yourself too hard there. So check out nature if you haven't checked out nature lately. I'm using this one also. This is the Shy Shamrock. Is that right? Shy Shamrock? Shy Shamrock. Okay. So I'm just going to color these in. And then we'll just put all this up on dimensionals on the birdhouse. And then what I'll do, I have to decide what color I'm going to flick on it. But I'm going to flick something on it just so it doesn't look so flat. So it's just a pretty color. Alright, so we're just making a fun birdhouse. Could easily be a Mother's Day card. I got a few people in the family that like birdhouses, and we've created birdhouses together. Alright, so we're just ready to put this stuff on. So I'm just going to tuck this right back here, and I'm going to tuck it with a glue dot. Alright, so if I'm going to put this up on dimensionals, I'm going to have to use some other tools, right? So I'm going to use glue dot here, and we're going to put it on the front, right? Because I'm going to tuck it behind. So I'm going to have to just put it right here on the bottom. Right, these are just all tips and tricks, right? So you know how to hide your stuff. So if you've done floral, any kind of floral designs, or if you've done quilts or anything like that, right? We're always about hiding our work. So there we go. We got flower number 1. All right, flower number 2, we're going to put up here just like this here. So it's going to cross over just a little bit, right? So I'm just going to put a small dimensional here because I'll give it a little height, not too much, not too little. And we're just going to put it here. So that's a nice difference, you know, you can see between coloring in the, so they're in coloring the birdhouse versus we're assembling and making our birdhouse. So it's going to look different, similar, but different, right? But with this, I can go over, right? I don't have to stay within the boundaries. So I'm just going to put this one right here. And this one here, I'm going to put up on small dimensional also. So I just had it right next to this. So it looks like we just had flowers flowing on down. And I just had it right up here like this. Alright, so it's going to be similar to that below, but we're just going to have some flowers here. Alright, we're going to add Winka Stella always to our flowers. Then all we have to do is just decide on our sentiment and put a sentiment on once we put this on with regular dimensionals. Like I said, I'll flick it with something. I'm not sure yet. But just to give a little bit of something, and you know what, even with me, because if you look at this, the colors look flat. So by flicking it, like, because we'll also go into the paper as well too, so just give it a nice different look. Now, the only other thing I want to do is add something on this yellow right here. So when I did this one here, I literally just took the green pen, like this one here, this is Lemon Lolly. I'm not worried about doing this because we all did this yesterday, and I just went and dotted. So let's see if we prefer that, which is just as easy to do as it is for me to add some bling, right? Blings can do a lot of things. Oh, Pat, these are beautiful colors. All the new colors are just absolutely beautiful. I like them. So let's see how we're going to like this here. Okay, so I had the choice of this color. I had the choice of the purple. It's not really purple. One of them's pink and the other one's... So it's like this pink here, right? So this is the pretty and pink. And this one here, it just looks like it's... doesn't look like it's quite as dark as this, but when you pull the two together, it does, right? So this is the Petunia Pop. I have to get used to the colors. So, I mean, the Petunia Pop would look nice, too, because it matched the bottom. So I'm actually going to use the smaller circles, though. So when I do something, like when I dotted that in person... Let me look at the green one more time. I do like the green. Okay, I'm going to go with this other one then. All right. Let's do it. So I'm just going to take this and I'm just going to start right at the center. Usually when I put any kind of dots, whether I do them by hand or if I do them like I'm doing now, I sort of just pace myself out what things are going to look like, right? All right, so because what I'll do is then we'll start building inwards. Might have to get my tool out here. My fingernails are so short from working out there on the farm. You break your fingernails. So, and then from here, I'm just going to go toward the center, right? Get about what it looks like. Eyeball it about halfway. I am not measuring. So, if you're a person that has to measure, go for it. I do not. All right, so that's what I've got so far. And then all I'm going to do is come in between, right? So I'm going to add one here. So this could very easily be a birthday card for somebody you know what their favorite colors are, right? So I had some customers yesterday. I had to ask them what their birthday, I didn't know what their birthday was. So, you know, this would be really cute to make into a gingerbread house. You know, for the holidays or whatever. This would make a cute gingerbread house. As I'm thinking about that, it could easily be gumdrops. All right, so we've got that there. So I just want to add a little bit of something here, and I think adding this is going to be too much. Putting that right there, or not. You just have to let me know if you think. They do add a lot, don't they? Let me go ahead and do this here because I can. So many times I'll do just this here. I wish they were just a little bit smaller. If I did, I do have smaller ones. They would be like, I'm thinking about those champagne ones we had. They would be most probably real pretty and sparkly. So yeah, so when I do these little ones like this, I usually go and add it. And I would easily use up all of these, it looks like. Oh. But right, it just adds a little something extra. It gives it that dimension. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this or not. But hey, you know what? The thing is, after I go off live, I can change anything I want. When I go live, I just try to get it done, right? 1 minute I like something, and I change my mind later. So, sometimes I have to just dwell on it and look at it. But yes, this one's going to have a lot of bling. I have some people that love bling, and I know they would like this. In fact, I'm going to try not putting enough bling on here for them. They bling everything more than I do. Hey, but it's know what people like, right? Know what colors they like. Because we're creating for ourselves and the fact that we're going to give it to somebody. But if you know somebody has a favorite color, or if you know somebody has a favorite bling, right? You're going to make sure to do that. Now, this most probably to me is a little overkill. I think I would rather go get those little champagne ones I have, but it's okay. Yeah, I might have to change that. That's a little much. I like that one, but this one on the inside, and this most probably a little bit much. I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask my special peeps who like bling. They do, and I like it because they really sparkle. I mean, this is plastic, and they really sparkle, right? The way they've got them done. I think I really like the green, but I didn't have enough green. Do have some more, but not down here. So let's go ahead and get this on this card, and I'll have to decide afterwards what color I'm going to use to flick on here. Bling will help a lot, right? Bling helps a lot because it gives it some color, but we can still add something on there. So we'll just have to see. So right, so I like the birdhouses, right? Because it can be any kind of card. Whether it's to cheer somebody up, it's birthday, we got Mother's Day. If you don't have Mother's Day cards made and need some, Mother's Day isn't just for your mother. It could be your daughter-in-law, son-in-law, not daughter-in-law. Daughter-in-law can't be a son-in-law. It could be your daughter, right? Okay, so there we go. There's our card. So we did this card here, and this is the one I made for the group, like I said, in the senior homes that we made yesterday. And then here's our other one we made today with our double stacked birdhouses. Okay, and then we have what we made last week. So actually, the Adventure Club for May is featuring the birdhouse set. the country birdhouse. So it gives you an idea of what may be coming your way for the club. So I hope you enjoy this, right? It's not that easy to sit up there. It's not that easy. It's not that like my face. All right. So it's not that hard to make the birdhouses, right? It doesn't matter if you stamp the birdhouse and you color it, or if you decide to die cut the pieces and assemble it together. It's just very easy to make a card. It's cute, and I think we'll have fun with it when we get together for the Adventure Club at the end of the month. So if you want to join, just sign up to the newsletter, and you'll be getting details about it through the newsletter, all right? With that, go out there, create, share, and give, and make a difference in someone else's life today, all right? Be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week with Keep It Simple or Step It Up. Bye.